Miss Naomi, what kind of shirt is that? Tell the people. Tell the people.
Louis Vuitton.
Hey, tell the people. And finally, we have the star of the show, the star of the whole world, Miss Naomi, Simply Naomi, the artist, the GOAT, the pianist, the vocal Bible. You know, I gotta say, I'm gonna say maybe 2 hours, it just flashed back to my mind. I'll be like, this is really amazing. Like, I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe Miss Naomi's in there, like, singing like this and sounding like this. Like, it's just a surreal feeling, I feel like. It might not be for you, but it is for me. So my first question would be, how is this experience, right? Coming from where you was from to where you at right now, working on this project. Like, what does it feel like?
This experience is just unbelievable, because just to be sitting here with you, knowing that we were together on the inside, and I knew that you were leaving, and thinking that I was never going to leave. And then for God to just bless me that I could come home, and you and I sharing this same platform together, it is just like amazing.
Yeah, man. It's like, I want to say it's unbelievable, but it's not unbelievable. It's not unbelievable because I never really, I ain't gonna lie, but some people that I felt like, yeah, they probably was never going, you know, especially some of the girls that I came in with that was doing life, because it was like a different time. So if a lot of them that had got life around the time when I was coming through in the 2000s, they was doing some crazy shit. And even then, maybe 30 years from then or 40 years from then, maybe it won't look too crazy then. But it was crazy to say, yeah, you probably not. But I never saw that for a lot of the OGs. A lot of stuff that y'all was in there for, I was just like, man, I just hope such and such get another chance. I just hope, of course, you being at the top of that list, Miss Naja being at the top of that list, you know, a lot of Miss Brenda being at the top of that list. Like, a lot of you guys raised us in there. Like, really, like, y'all stood in as our parents. Y'all stood in as our grandparents. We were, it was probably the closest thing to a moral compass that we had was when you guys walked by, because then we knew to kind of straighten up, stop doing whatever it was we was doing. And, you know, as important as that is in there, right, to be able to kind of mold these youngins that's coming in and going out, to be able to mold them to be better people, is so much more important to be out here, because then you could possibly stop us from coming in, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I was just always praying that, you know, you guys got that opportunity. Like, always just like, man, I really hope that one day, like, they get the opportunity to meet me way before I even get to this point. And for that to be happening is just amazing. Then you're like working with the lieutenant governor, freeing other lifers. It's almost like you can't write the script. You can't even write the movie. You know what I mean? I hope you got your little journals and shit together. I hope you getting ready to, you got your rights, you know, and all that, figuring out who you going to, because it's not even a movie that would be believable, right? Now you're doing the album. Now then you got another album coming down the line. It's just like a lot going on, and it's like, how do you even balance it all? I guess it seems like you came straight home and just jumped right to it. You didn't have to really take a lot of time to figure things out and adjust, and you just went with it.
Well, you know, everybody needs that support, and you know, they say you die by the sword that you live by, and you know, I'm really a good person. You know, I really am. It's just in my blood. You know, my parents were really just really good people, and so I, of course, inherit that from them, you know. So when I came home, I had so much support. People really supported me. You know, both my parents passed away while I was on the inside, and I don't have any sisters and brothers. And I did have one sister. She died when she was 19. She had cancer. And I have the one son. And I'm telling you, when I came home, he has just been my knight in shining armor. He's, helped me, to transition, because it's like a new world out here now after 37 years. So just the support. And when I look back, over my life, I wouldn't change a thing. I mean, even the 37 years that I spent on the inside, I just wouldn't change a thing, because I know that, this was already in the plans for me. I just didn't know about it, and God has just blessed me. I mean, I'm just totally blessed. And that is the reason that I like to give, and I like to give back to where I came from. And I will never forget where I came from. And I believe that God just blesses me when I bless others.
Right.
So I just, it's just been a matter of support. People
Absolutely.
that just support me, that love me and that I love back.
And I remember that you made a comment where you said, when you got out here and you saw how much lack of resources was out here, it started to make more sense to you why you would see people come in and out and in and out, because they didn't have the resources or the support that you would deem appropriate for re-entering society. You know what I mean? Like, do you think that lack of family support, or do you think just resources in general? If we only had an option to improve one for a person, which would be the best?
Well, I think that we need support, period, for those that are re-entering into society, because you have to understand, a lot of people have been on the inside where their families have died off. Some friends even have died off. Some, especially with lifers, they don't know where their children are, you know what I mean, or their grandchildren. So we need something out here that can be, a resource for those that are on the inside coming out.
Right.
That, so that they can have a place to go, so that they can be able to eat. A lot of things people don't even know that are available for them, because on the inside, they don't tell you these things.
Yep.
They
call it reentry, right? That class. But they don't do not one current event thing to tell you, hey, this is what's going on now. Hey, this is the self-checkout. It took me probably 2 years of being home before I actually tried the self-checkout. Just genuine. I never even tried it. It could be wide open and it could be 20 people in this line. And I would go to the line with the 20 people, because I just didn't know what I was doing. Mm-hmm. And then when I got to the first time I got to the checkout line, self-checkout, and somebody came behind me, it was just automatic anxiety, because I feel like I'm not doing it fast enough, or I'm not. So something just as simple as that, like, hey, there's self-checkout now, and, this is how you work it, work wonders for someone. You know what I mean?
Well, those are just the things that they don't teach us on the inside. So when we come out, if we don't have that support, somebody to take us by the hand and show us, then we're really lost. So after I had come home and I had seen how, there was such a lack of resources for those coming out, then I had to really ask God to forgive me for even thinking like I thought, when I would see people come in and out so much. And I was like, well, they can't stay out. Let them let me out. I'm going to show them how to stay out.
Right.
But when I came out, I saw why so many people return, because there's nothing out here for them. And then the things that are out here for them, nobody tells them about it. So they don't know.
Right. It's hard to tap into the resources.
It is.
I think that a lot of them are, honestly, they're hidden. And I think they're like hidden shells. They're a way to funnel money and say, but if somebody comes and calls and put in a referral and, you know, get their PO to put in the referral and have talk to the supervisor of the PO to make sure the referral got put in. You can get to it, but it's very, very hard to get to because it's not meant to be gotten to. You know, it's almost meant for them to just be on the clock, laying around, collecting funds. And also, they don't have like many intermediate things. Everything is like super beginner, which that's not always needed. Sometimes you might know how to do something. You just need to know how to do it at that mid level. And I think that that's a big gaping hole too, that they think everyone is at the most basic level. And that's not always the case either, right? Yeah. So let's get into some of this album though. The Life is Groove album. Favorite song?
The favorite one?
Yes.
Would be Melody.
That's a good choice. That's a good choice. Melody.
Yes.
Okay.
Why would it be my favorite? Because I wrote it.
Okay.
And I'm singing it. And I'm hoping that the public is going to love it.
Yeah, I think it's a great record. I told you from the first demo, I was like, yeah, I love this. I actually love the melody on this record. So it was the perfect name. Even though you didn't name it for that reason, I feel like you just like named it. Because it was like Melody at first.
Right.
It was like a play on the words. And then it was like a lot of different lyrics in there where you were like, oh, this is just like the words. I can't find the words or whatever. But it fit so great because it was the melody was kind of everything. You know what I mean? Okay, Melody. All right. That's a good one. I love Melody. I love what you just did on Peace Lifer. You know,
I love Peace Lifer.
Yeah,
and I really love Peace Lifer because it just reminds me of me being on the inside and saying goodbye to those people that I left behind that I do love, and it just hits home with me.
What was that like? How did it feel to say goodbye to someone that you may have been incarcerated with for 38 years? Like,
bittersweet, really bittersweet, because I love them all, even the ones that I can't stand. I love them. You know what I mean? I just, I love them, and it was just so hard leaving and saying goodbye because I didn't know if that was going to be my last time. You know what I mean? I don't know if they're going to die behind the wall or if they'll make it out, So it was really bittersweet. As bad as I wanted to come home, I wouldn't have traded that. But, it really hurt my heart to, have to leave so many of them behind. So I was really glad that I left early enough in the morning where they were still locked in, where I didn't have to really see a lot of tears and,
I'm surprised that campus wasn't ringing off. I'm talking about from the top, from A building all the way down.
They let me out before the 6 o'clock count.
They had to.
They let me out, and, it wasn't all, because if they had let me out like 8:30 or whatever, they had to shut the jail down. But it would have just been too many goodbyes and people, being in unauthorized areas to say goodbye. So it worked out. It really worked out where, it was good, but it was really, really, really bittersweet.
I imagine. It was hard for me doing 10 years, and I did the whole 10 with my friend, and now I'm leaving, and it was just really hard. And it's a very weird emotion because it's like, I don't want to stay in prison.
Exactly.
That's not what I'm feeling.
Right.
But I don't know. It's like a feeling, It's one of those weird ones in life.
Yeah.
So when we did Peace Lifer, you was like, I need the lyrics for it. So I went and I scrambled and I was under the chair.
And I didn't even use them.
I scrambled and I went and got the lyrics and I ran back into the booth. I said, man, here you go. Now you only ain't got lyrics. And then the beat came on, and then you literally just started singing like no words. You just started freestyling the shit. And you just made up the song right on the spot. It's like legendary shit.
It was just, like I said, that song just hits so close. It just hits so close, you know. So just hearing the guys sing in the choir, you know, I mean, I can almost feel for them because I'm one of them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's how it was just coming so naturally because, you know, that's how I feel.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah. And to say goodbye is like, I do wish you peace and I will never forget you. You know what I mean? The words are just so real.
Right.
You know, so it just flows naturally and I just feel it.
Right.
When I just sing that song because 37 years. It's a long time.
It's a collective of you guys on this project who have done a hell of a lot of time. I want to say Miss Val is probably the shortest at 18, but then from there, I think Maxwell have done 25, Carl Dukes has done 32, Michael did 28. And it's funny how the characters or each personality is just so different, right? Out of everyone. You guys are really like a rock band. And we were just talking about that in the control room. It's like a rock band with so many different personalities. And what I find to be a consistent, though, throughout each of you guys, no matter how different you are, is no one is harping on time spent behind the wall. Like no one feels like it's time missed. And a lot of times, like with younger people, when they do, 5 years or 10 years, they come home and they get this mindset where they're trying to catch up for lost time that you're never going to get back. You are never, like, newsflash, anybody out there listening to this, you will never get the time back that was spent behind. And what ends up happening is they get themselves into trouble trying to chase where they should be, what they should be doing. You know what I mean? And how are you able to just make peace and not have any regrets and not, how does that come? Like, does it come with maturity? Does it come in your faith? Like, how are you able to not have regrets and not be chasing something that you can't get back, which is time?
I think it comes with, we age out. So when you age out, so many things that probably were in our past, like important to us or big, it ain't no big thing because life is short. We're getting older and we know that we ain't really got that much time left on the planet.
You're such a fool.
You know what I mean? So why, cry over the milk that is spilled?
Right.
You know what I mean? Just get that milk up and move on.
Right.
And so that's how, I feel. I have no regrets, no anything. You know what I mean? I know that, like when I went to prison, my son was 10 years old. My son is 49 years old now. You know what I mean? I can't get that back. Right. And I'm not trying to get it back.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's a grown man now.
Right.
He was a baby when I left. Some things you just can't get back.
Right.
And you can never make up for, like yesterday. We'll never see yesterday again. It's dead and it is gone.
True.
And that's how I view, things that happen in life. It happened, it's over, we can't get it back. Right. So just make the best with what you have left, and like I said, most of us, we age out. I know I got a foot on the banana peel.
Not funny. I don't even like to think about no shit. Like, don't do that.
I know. Well, a lot of people always say, "Oh, I'll stop talking like that," but it's real. You know what I mean? It's the truth. Like, everybody got to check out. We all got to check out, and I'm good.
Well, listen, the way the body is snatched, the way the skin is glowing, I don't know. It seems like you gonna be here for a nice little while.
Look,
I'm just saying.
I'm on a pill. And I'm gonna tell you something. You know what? I'm getting ready to have my face done. You know, I'm getting ready to have surgery on the 27th next month.
What you get done?
I'm getting a lift. and getting broke.
Exclusive. Wait, yo, wait.
Yeah.
We got breaking news.
Yeah.
We got breaking news. So you getting a lift?
I'm getting a lift. I'm getting my skin pulled back.
You ain't even that
They
saggy.
call it strings. And I'm getting the strings where it pulls my face back, and they're going to sew behind my ears. And then I'm getting the Botox in my forehead to take those lines. Yeah, I'm getting them taken out.
All
you
right.
know.
Well, as long as you don't come out looking like Lil' Kim, who I love.
And I know, and I hope I don't, come out looking like.
But even if you do, it won't really matter. You know what I mean? It's like you said, one foot on the pill. You know,
yeah,
don't really
right. So be it. So it is what it is. Yeah, but I'm getting ready to go do that. My appointment.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready. Getting ready to.
Nervous about it?
No, I'm not. I'm excited about it because I just want to kind of look like I feel. I feel great.
Right.
You know what I mean? God gave me a second chance, and I feel good. Right. So I just want to look good.
Yeah, like Toya said, she said, "Where that butt come from? I ain't never seen that."
I know,
butt.
right?
But it was there. I think it was there.
In them brown.
I think it was there. I don't, there's like a lot of women, I actually applaud it. I don't mind, it used to be so taboo. People used to think that they couldn't talk about it. People used to think they had to lie about whatever work they got done. I love that they're embracing whatever, everybody's embracing what they getting done, talking about it. Oh girl, yeah, I got that. Go to him. Yeah, he's great. Go to him. I love that they share information.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's out there. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's your
nothing,
body.
Exactly.
You know
nothing at all.
Yeah,
and
you do
yes,
what you wanna
so
do.
I'm definitely going to get that done. I'll be going to New York, in fact.
Okay.
So 27th of next month, I will be in the chair.
Well, you better. All I know is that's close to our performance, our Attica performance. So you better be ready. I hope you got enough recovery time.
Yeah, well, about a couple of weeks, I was told.
Okay.
Because it's just the strings. Be a little soreness, but they give you medication for that.
Right.
So I'm gonna be good.
Living life, man. Living life.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is there one thing that you think that people get from this project in general that they take away from it?
Well, what I'm hoping that people will get from this is that live your life. Really, if you are judgmental, don't be. Just live the best days of your life, and no matter how young you are or no matter how old you are, like, this life ain't promised. As I say in my song, this life is not promised. And so you live for today and enjoy today as if it were the last day of your life.
Right.
And just know that, God has blessed me, and the same way he has blessed me, he will bless you too. I don't know what your problems may be or what your concerns are, but, just, take it from me that I've been through a lot, but if God can see me through what he saw me through, he can do the same thing for you.
Right.
So that's my message.
And I always, every time I'm talking on a public platform, I always have to say this. So I know you probably won't say this every time, but it's the truth. Miss Naomi you really are what you are right now. Like, what you're presenting to the camera is really who you are. It's not like a persona. You don't have like this other person when the camera come on. You're just really genuinely like a positive person. You're genuinely a blessed, faith-based person. You don't take yourself too seriously though, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you're not a judgmental person. And like I said, you was the first person that ever I wrote raps, I wrote songs, but I wasn't a person who could actually sing, so I had no purpose for that in my mind. But then you sat me down, you was like, no, you need some harmonies here, no, you need to do this. Like, you was actually took the time. These little kids gonna have to get it together, but I appreciated it because you took the time to actually teach me something. A lot of people who was older didn't really, they they didn't really take my writing serious because it was like rap, I guess. So they just rap. But you saw that I was a talented person, so you was able to like, no, she has it. She just does it different than what I do. That don't make it, right. And that was the first time I feel like I had somebody, especially of faith-based and stuff like that, actually gravitate towards what I was doing in that way. So I always loved you for that. And then you just been my OG, man. You just been 100. It's really like you really the person you say you are. It's not too many people like that. So for that, I'm always give you your flowers and thank you, and I love you, and I'm so glad.
I love you back.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we here doing this. It's like amazing, and I can't wait till people hear the project. I think I didn't hear you record Melody. I didn't hear hardly none of it. All I heard was the harmonies this morning. But based off of demos, that probably would have been my favorite song, but I didn't hear it like in there. So I got to get back, listen to everything, you know what I'm saying? But I'm excited. And I think it's going to be an amazing project. I think everybody came with whatever mission or whatever it is, message that they wanted to get out. I love Michael's song. Is it Hope or Is It Love? I love that song.
I do too.
Yeah. I like what Carl, his rendition of how he chose to take River Flow. We got to see what it builds to be. I know it's going to build up to be great, but everything just sounds, great. And I know the musicianship on here is going to be great. And it'll be interesting to see all y'all on a tour, Maxwell included.
Oh, yes, definitely. I'm going to get one of those leashes that they keep people walk the kids, that they walk their kids on. I'm tie him right to me.
Right. Because he stepped up on Drapetomania. He stepped up. He did his thing.
Didn't he? I was so proud of him.
He did his thing. Yeah, he did his thing.
Yeah.
So this is great. It's great. Can't wait till the finished product. So everybody, Simply Naomi. I'm so used to saying Miss. Let me get this right. Simply Naomi, the star of The Life is Groove, and we out. DJC.
All right. Peace.